Two questions. Should we liberalise abortion in the UK? And would you welcome a big public debate about whether the two-doctor rule should go or whether there should be full decriminalisation? I think I know the answers that we're going to get from our next guest, Alithea Williams, the spokesperson for the Society for the Protection of Unborn Children. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, would you welcome a debate on this, or is there another area of the abortion debate that you would like to bring into this public debate?
Well, I think what's been really interesting to see in Ireland is that people are actually having to confront the issues around abortion, which just hasn't really happened here. You know, abortion was introduced here 50 years ago by a private member's bill. It wasn't in anyone's manifesto, so it's never really been talked about. Whereas in Ireland, you know, people are talking about, you know, what's this 12 weeks limit? You know, what's a baby like at 12 weeks? What is an abortion? What does it do? What does it do to the baby? Does the baby feel pain? And they're also discussing things that have come up now, like disability. Why is it in the UK that 90% of babies with Down syndrome are aborted? Is that the best that we can do for people with disability? Just all these issues are coming up. You know, is this the best way we can help women in all these difficult situations they find themselves in? So I would welcome that kind of debate.
Would you describe yourself as an absolutist, where you will only really want abortion to be abolished completely, or do you accept that it's better to be pragmatic on the issue, recognising that that's never going to happen, but seeking realistic restrictions?
Yeah, absolutist, you know, it sounds like an extreme term, but I don't think there's any other kind of logical way to be. I don't see how I can say it's okay to abort this baby, but not this one, because one's a bit older or one's a bit younger or one's a bit sicker than the other. I think, you know, you have to defend the right to life of all children at all stages.
And there is a perfect logic to that, but do you accept that the law is unlikely to go in your direction, and that the best that you can hope for is maybe for the term limit to be reduced from 24 weeks to 22 or 20?
Well, I think it's interesting, the law at the moment. So I just heard Gabby saying that she was, you know, wondering what the public mood is. And actually there have been opinion polls on whether abortion should be decriminalised. And, you know, they're all saying that, you know, most people actually favour keeping it within the law. And in fact, people are more in favour of lowering the limit. As I say, I'm not sure that lowering the limit really makes much sense in terms of, you know, a baby is a baby at 11 weeks or 12 weeks or 13 weeks. I don't see where you can draw the line.
Well, the line is, I suppose, up until now, it's been 24 weeks has always been the time that it's been considered that a baby is viable outside the womb. Now, we can all look at medical advances and scientific evidence, and I would certainly argue there is a case for saying that is now 22 or maybe 20 weeks. But of course, it's a fairly minor change, isn't it, in many ways?
It is, and I think if we're going to talk, you know, go strictly with viability, you know, viability depends on where in the world you are. You know, here it might well be 20.
Well, we're just talking about UK law, so we can only really talk about that.
I'm just meaning that the right to life can't depend on where you are. You know, here they might be able to save a baby at 20 weeks, you know, in Outer Mongolia they can't. But that doesn't mean that those babies are worth any different. You know, we have to actually think about what the issues are. You know, what is abortion, and, you know, why is it okay to end the life of a baby in the womb?
I was very surprised yesterday when I interviewed someone from BPAS who was effectively advocating abortions up until the full term, which I found quite difficult to imagine how anybody would want to perform that medical procedure for obvious reasons. Obviously, you're going to say that's a terrible thing, but do you think that those on the other side of the debate here are trying to shift the debate in such an extreme way that inevitably the centre of the debate goes more in that direction?
Well, as you say, BPAS are advocating abortion up to birth, and they are the kind of the big movers behind this campaign to decriminalise abortion. So, you know, a lot of the arguments for decriminalisation do sound, you know, compassionate on the face of it. You know, nobody wants to criminalise women. We want to help women in these situations. But their ultimate aim is to remove all protection from the unborn child at any point. And they are openly saying that includes abortion up until birth, which I think, you know, most of the population finds abhorrent. And so I think we just have to question what their motives are here and what this campaign is about.
Alithea, thank you very much. That's Alithea Williams, spokesperson for the Society for the Protection of Unborn Children. We'll come